PM2.5, a small danger that is ready to enter our body anytime and anywhere.
Does everyone know the inhalations of PM2.5 by everyone in the past 2 to 4 years have shortened our life by 10 days? The results of the Bangkok Dust Inhalation Survey compared with smoking throughout 2020 found that the number of PM2.5, 22 micrograms per cubic meter per repeat the equivalent of smoking cigarettes. So inhaling PM2.5 is the same as smoking and it also makes your life shorter.
This is not a nationally beautiful cool mist. Rather, increasing daily air pollution from human action. It turns into small dense particles of dust that fall around different areas, known as PM2.5.
Everyone, take a look at this. That we have been living with the dust for a long time, and not only in Bangkok, but there are also other provinces in Thailand that have to face this problem as well. And this affects everyone. It can make our heart bad, heart problem, and if the solving problem from the government will answer on how to solve the PM2.5 dust or not.
What is PM2.5? PM2.5 is a very small particulate airborne particulate matter, and PM from particulate matter is so small that we cannot see it with the naked eye. But if there is a large quantity in the air, it will look like fog or smoke, caused by combustions of engine exhaust, cigarette smoke, waste burning, burning glass, and burning of factory fuel.
Did you know PM2.5 dust can combine with pollutants such as hydrocarbons and heavy metals? The dust is so small that it can pass through the flotation of the nasal hair into the trachea and down deep into the alveoli and into the bloodstream, causing negative effects on the body. If the body is exposed to PM2.5 dust for a long time, it will cause inflammation of the body cells. It increases the risk of heart failure and is considered a carcinogen that can cause cancer and lung disease.
Are you affected by PM2.5 and in what ways?
Now it's a little better, but at the beginning of the year, the problem of dust was quite heavy. Do not dare to run much exercise.
The government solved PM2.5 problem well or not?
The government solved about one of the problem, but they were not quite as good. I think government should be able to solve the problem better.
How do you think PM2.5 problem should be solved?
Should reduce the number of car use and turn to support the use of public vehicle more.
Are you affected by PM2.5?
There are quite a lot of problems in Thailand because Thailand is crowded in small areas and use quite a lot of private cars.
The government solved PM2.5 problem well or not?
At this moment, I still feel that it is not very good. In the future, we have to wait and see.
How do you think PM2.5 problem should be solved?
Should reduce the use of private cars, make public bus such as BTS, BRT cheaper, so that more people can turn to public transportation in order to reduce the emission of carbon dioxide and PM2.5 from the car more.
Are you affected by PM2.5?
When riding a motorcycle, it burns my eye and sore throat, but I thought it was fog, but it really was that.
The government solved PM2.5 problem well or not?
Not yet powerful enough to solve the problem of that.
PM2.5 affects in what ways?
Mass price is quite expensive, and effective is very expensive.
How do you think PM2.5 problem should be solved?
Let's use the public car more. No need to use the lots of private car and plenty.
How can the problem be eliminated?
Of course, wearing a mask or goggles will not cause PM2.5 dust to disappear, but to protect yourself from dust only. We have to address the root cause that we can be part of the solution, namely reducing fuel consumption, such as a bike or walk, instead of driving or using a service car public transport, which is only pass but.
What is the main reason?
How do we have to deal with this issue so that PM2.5 disappear when the problem takes many forms? who will help make this problem possible when PM2.5 that is a national problem and we may be the cause of the problem. The reason is all because it is done for their own benefit, but it affects others.
Furthermore, the problem does create problems social inequality. How?
For example, the rich are polluting group but there are air purifiers, while the poor, even the one with the least pollution, but there was no money to buy a mask, and it has gotten so much dust into the body in larger quantity.
How do you think PM2.5 problem should be solved?
I think we can save the world by our hand. For example, get on the train or the bus.
PM2.5 affect in what ways?
Is that affect to more people such as health and the way of life?
Are you affected by PM2.5?
Yeah, because in here at Bangsan is have more dust that make me got effect too.
The government solve PM2.5 problem well or not?
Not. I thought the government did not fix the problem as well.
Are you affected by PM2.5 and affect in what way?
Yeah, it's effect. It's effect for physical health.
The government solve PM2.5 problem well or not?
I don't see anything. Them just spraying water, and it doesn't solve any problem.
How do you think PM2.5 problem should be solved?
It must be solved at the cost, and everyone must cooperate.
I come from like a bang. I'm a tourist. If compared with like a bang, there is a lot of dust there. But Gosichan has less dust, but still some PM2.5 dust. Sore throat and suffocated sometimes, and must wear a mask all the time. At Lakabang, the solution to the government's problem is a truck that injects water to reduce dust, but the water injection to reduce dust today is still have dust tomorrow. It's still not a 100% solution.
The government policy to tackle the problem of PM2.5 is to inject dust, reducing water to provide relief from increased PM2.5 dust, which has been criticized as being welfare and not actually reducing dust.
The burden of people in polluted city will continue to rise if the government doesn't solve the problem of pollution by policy to manage pollution from the source. At the moment, air pollution standards are higher than the World Health Organization recommendation. That's a benefit polluting polluter by negating the negative effect on public health like being marking policy toward polluter. And those who will able to avoid being more affected by pollution are those with high income. Then graded policy marking with different polluters and standard each what creates these parities.
The public sector, the private sector, and the government must work together to resolve PM2.5 problem. Before we cannot fix it, it requires cooperation from all parts. Especially the government has to issue strict regulation to control and adjust emissions. The private sector will have to adjust the system of factory or construction area to have less emission. People must avoid incineration in order to create a better environment for themselves. Ultimately, one person cannot change all.
Everyone must work together to resolve any problem that's arise. In particular, Government measures that must be strict and regulations must be harsh. Yes.